Hey guys, so Nuri Castillo Crawford here. Thought I'd check in and see how you guys were doing, and I'm hoping you had an awesome weekend. I had a pretty good weekend. I did event, and then just sent out some information about looking for a virtual personal assistant and got some great feedback. So I'm loving that. So before we get into all of that, I did want to share with you some ways that you can contact me. On Facebook, I am under Tenton Publishing and Nuri Castillo Crawford. LinkedIn, you can find me on Nuri Castillo Crawford, and Twitter, RLNUNUCC. There's the phone number, the business number if you want to get a hold of me. I'm also on YouTube at Nuri Castillo Crawford. The website where you can find the blogs, how to buy the books, cups, t-shirts that are based on the 3,585 Miles to Be an American Girl book is also found there. And on the website, it is the only place you can find the hardback cover book. So there it is. And then, of course, there is our email address, tentonpublishingus@gmail.com. So definitely connect with us so that we can chat. If you have any questions about publishing, etc., just let me know. So I hope you had a great weekend. Like I said, I had a pretty decent weekend. I'm over here moving the camera, which is not cool. All right, so like every week, I try to start off with a contribution from an immigrant or some tidbit about immigration. So today, I just want to kind of recap. We all know who Albert Einstein was, this genius, and he was an immigrant. He was born in Germany, moved to Italy, then went to Switzerland, then Austria, then Belgium, and then finally arrived in the USA. He is the father of modern physics. He discovered E=mc squared, developed the special theory of relativity, and he has one of my favorite quotes. The world is a dangerous place to live, not because of the people living in it are evil, but because of the people who don't do anything about it. So I'm always talking about standing up for what's right, and regardless of what other people think, say, or do, if you know something is wrong, then you should stand up for it so that we don't continue with the madness. So, anyway, Albert Einstein, an immigrant. So, I thought that was a cool tidbit to share today. So, like I was sharing and got carried away before I was even starting. This past weekend, started looking for an assistant because I need one. In case you didn't know, I am an educator, so I'm a school administrator, and so I am always pretty busy, but the last few months of the school year are definitely very busy. So just definitely don't want anything to interfere with my daytime responsibilities, etc. So I feel like, you know what? I'm blessed. I can afford to have someone help me out, and that way I don't neglect the business either. One of the things that kind of haunts me at times is the fact that I always say, if if you have your you know too many pots cooking, something's gonna get burnt. You can't do like so many jobs, none of them will end up being done correctly. So that's why I'm thinking I need an assistant. and I think that it will work out. So I'm totally excited. Tomorrow's my first interview, and then I have a couple of them. And hopefully, I'll be able to solidify that decision within a couple of days. So, are you writing? Hopefully, you got some writing done. I definitely have picked the book up, the second book that I'm working on, and I'm getting some traction on that. Trying to move stuff around is kind of what I hate the most. You literally have to put a day aside and not just 2 hours to get that done. So I'm working on that. My deadline is May. It's kind of my soft deadline. I'm hoping to have it ready to send to printing in June. And so I'm going to work on that. That's definitely my goal. Have you set a goal for yourself? Do you know what your soft deadline is, maybe? So I want you to keep thinking about that, and hopefully you've gotten some sort of schedule for yourself to continue writing. What I wanted to talk about today in terms of a publishing tip is that no matter what people say, and if a publisher does not accept your book, it doesn't mean it's not a good book. It just means it doesn't fit that publisher's needs. So never give up. I mean, lots of famous people were knocked down and they just got back up and kept going. J.K. Rowling, who wrote Harry Potter series, who's infamous and is just famous for all of the writings that she's done. She was rejected plenty of times before that. So just basically know that if you fall down, if you fail, you got to keep on moving. So that's my advice about that. Also talking about once you have your book published and it's ready for distribution, make sure that you make contacts with distributing companies, and that way they can help you market and they can help you sell the books. I'm actually in talks with one distributing company right now, and will be hopefully once I get my assistant and everything underway, we'll be trying to contact other additional distributors and hopefully be able to move the book that way as well. So not just with organization or school tours, some marketing online, etc., but also through distributors. If you want to get into that distributing arena, you do need to understand that if you are a self-published author, then you need to have copies to send to them. They usually order starting at 50 and up. I mean, if you were lucky and they needed like 500 or 1,000 or even more, then you need to have those copies ready. Hybrid publishing company, of course, your hybrid publishing company will help you and guide you and let you know how many copies you need of the book. And traditional publishing companies, you don't have to know any of this because they take care of all of that. So remember, there's 3 ways to publish your book. There's the self-publishing, which many people are doing nowadays and is very popular. People can upload their narratives or their literacy projects, works, books onto platforms like Amazon, but there's other ones as well. And then you get a portion of what they earn. So, but they do everything. Amazon will print the book for the customer and mail it to them. All you do is load it. So you do get a cut out of it, but they keep most of it, I believe like 2/3. And then there's the traditional publishing company, which is the kind of publishing company that gets 7,000 to 10,000 entries per year, and they take maybe 5 to 7 submissions and get contracts with those and etc. And then the hybrid publishing company is what 1010 Publishing is, and it's kind of like in between. It's in the middle. So anyway, that's my 2 cents about what to do once your book is published. There's other things, and we will talk about more in depth about other ways that you can market your book, etc. And maybe in an upcoming blog in about 2 weeks or so. This week I do have a school to visit, and I will be interviewing via Skype for a virtual assistant. Next week I will be going to Florida, and it's a super busy week for me. So I'm super excited about all of that. And I'll fill you in later about all of Florida stuff. So I hope that you have a great rest of the week. I don't know what I'm going to do with this hair, because some days I like it, and some days I just want to cut it all off because it gets in the way. And then like I end up wearing this bun like 24/7. So anyway, and see, look at it. It just looks crazy. Anyway, have a great week, guys, and hit me up at 1010publishingus@gmail.com. Find me on Facebook under Nuri Castillo Crawford and 1010 Publishing. Twitter, RLNUNUCC, and find me on LinkedIn and on YouTube under Nuri Castillo Crawford and 470-440-0018. I look forward to catching up with you. All right. Bye.